Is that how late the playoffs happened, mate?
The Bulls were a far superior team, and they knew it. Spinning, shooting over Will Jackson, smiling, and I knew how to beat.
Okay. Oh, is this going to get interesting?
Pushing it unguarded by Kerr. DJ Armstrong getting more minutes than he usually has this year. Trying to push it up again. And Armstrong.
I was excited to face them in the playoffs, knowing what I knew. And in that moment, I knew.
Works off a D-box screen to the right wing, pull up, pop,
Boom. And that's the game.
and the Charlotte Hornets have evened the series.
That still needed another 2 points from the Hornets.
Yeah.
Because it was 76-71 with 11 seconds to go and it finished 78-76. So even then, they still needed more.
Yeah, still took it pretty close.
Imagine if they knock them out. Said a playoff loss in the intro.
I'm supposed to kill this guy. You know, I'm supposed to dominate this guy. And from that point on, I did.
These little slights
Not happy.
were deep indignations to him. That's like throwing meat to a tiger, but it was all in his mind.
Do you know the LeBradford Smith story?
One guard from Louisville.
The Washington Bullets.
This night, LeBradford Smith's night.
Baseline, Smith has hit everything.
Look at the space he's got.
For whatever reason, Michael couldn't make a basket.
He said that LeBradford Smith, walking out of the gym, had said, "Nice game, Mike." And you knew that this wasn't going to go down well.
Played him on a back-to-back.
I mean, in fairness, it looked like he just wasn't anywhere near him a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Whether it was getting too casual kind of thing.
Yeah.
Why would nice game, mate? Did it need to be Michael?
I don't know. Maybe if it was like a sarcastic tone.
Scores 36 in the first half.
Forged and humiliated him in front of 20,000 people. LeBradford Smith never put his arm around Mike and said, "Nice game, Mike." And Mike was, with a smile, just like, "No, I made it up."
That's crazy. Just made it up to make him dominate the guy.
I don't know if I could handle being as competitive.
That's just crazy.
I couldn't live life that way. Like, I'm competitive at things I'm good at, which is a really limited list of things.
Yeah, like existing,
But,
like breathing.
Pool, pretty good at pool.
Yeah, you're good at pool, actually.
Yeah, there's very few things that I'm actually good at, but I am really competitive at those things. But yeah, I couldn't live like that.
Having to make up a story to get you mentally prepared to humiliate this young lad.
He did
because he had a better game than you.
Well, think about Inception, a 2-hour film about where they actually had to implant an idea. He didn't need any of that. He just did it himself. He didn't need a crack team of people
He
to
implanted it himself.
That's it. Just bosh. I hate that guy now.
Yeah.
Never even happened. He probably said like, "Oh, it's such an honour to play against you, and
you're the
please
greatest.
sign this for like my son or something." And he's just like walking off, thinking, "I'm going to kill that guy."
You pissed off on that night?
I thought he was going back to baseball again.
So what? We lost one game. Let's see if all that trash talking starts when it's 0-0.
What time is it?
And Armstrong at the top, shadowed by Michael.
He came after me.
Armstrong, top of the circle. Michael all over him.
DJ Armstrong tonight only 2 points on 1 of 7 shooting. The Bulls coming back and winning the game they had to win.
DJ kind of forgot, what drives us.
Welcome you to Game 4 of this series. The Bulls win.
And Jordan scores anyway. 93 to 80.
Nearly as sweet.
Will now face the Indiana Pacers.
Watch out, we may go undefeated.
Field of Dreams.
The fact of the matter is, if Michael Jordan had stayed with baseball, he would have gotten to the major leagues.
Today in spring training camps across the nation, replacement baseball players facing replacement baseball players. Michael Jordan has said all along that he will not play in replacement games during the strike.
One day, he called me and said, "Hey, I'm in town. What are you doing?" He was like, "Let's meet at Square." And I was like, "Well, I got to go to practice." I was like, "Why don't you just come over, say hello? Everybody would like to see you. You old, you've been out of the game. You can't play no more. I'll kick your ass right now."
Harp just turned to me and said, "The man is here."
Super Mike working out yesterday with his old teammate.
Just the hint that Michael Jordan might be returning to the NBA.
Trying to guess what Mike will do next has become a full-time hobby for many.
It started to come into my mind, maybe he can go back, maybe he can go back.
The sports world hangs on the next word of Michael Jordan.
Only Jordan knows the answer everyone's looking for.
So finally, after all this stuff, he called me. I think I'm ready to come back. He just wrote. That's all you need.
We should all bow our heads in a moment of silence in recognition of Michael Jordan's return.
Word from the Windy City, Air Jordan is going back to the Bulls.
He just did it for the merch.
Right now because he's back.
The Chicago Bulls are barely above 500.
We lost Horace Grant. He went to Orlando.
They could have extended his contract. They didn't.
People thought he was the leak, though, didn't they?
Yeah.
We were kind of a mess the next year. We weren't that good.
When Michael first came back, he's like, "Billy, we're finally going to get to play together."
After the baseball, he was even more committed.
Today's the day that basketball fans have been waiting for.
This is the first time he was going to play without his father being around. It hit him hard.
I was nervous because I hadn't played competitive in a long time.
MJ's in town.
Who needs tickets?
150 each.
I've been offered $2 grand for these tickets. I said no.
Nah, I think if you, especially if it's the first time you're going to see Jordan.
100%, yeah.
Boy, oh boy, listen to the reaction here at Market Square Arena.
His shooting touch was missing, and his shorts were on backwards.
Michael 0 for 6 from the floor. The Pacers would get the last word, and they look to Reggie Miller. Jordan for the win. Yeah! It was vintage Jordan.
It's a typical situation, isn't it? Because really, to be the greatest, you do have to never be satisfied. It is like a double-edged sword.
I can't imagine him ever being satisfied. He gets to the next level. Oh, challenge myself. Can I go further, further, further? It must be hard.
It's easy to be a loser.
You can never achieve your goal because you're never satisfied. You can win things, but you're never truly satisfied. Even in retirement, when he fully retired, I can imagine he still misses that and still wishes he'd done more.
Probably he's still out like betting on the golf course because he's got to win.
Playing NBA 2K, trying to win championships with the ball.
We're off and running.
Jordan, 15-footer. Look out. Oakley gets down 2 legs. Michael is 4 of 5.
Didn't take him long to get the rust off.
Nah, it didn't
at all. Nice. That pass.
Bulls win.
It's going to be crazy if we meet them in the playoff. He had some very good young players. Shaquille O'Neal.
On Sunday in Orlando, Jordan had more than a bit part during the closing scene in Game 1. Michael's got the ball in his hands. Any longer.
But instead he threw it away. Crunch time, gives up the steal, throws the ball away, Bulls lose.
45 is in mothballs, 23 is back.
MJ just went off.
Pull up. Stop the lean in. That's a back. Jordan looking to go to the basket. Chicago gets the win, 104-94.
He was not 100% of himself that year. He was 80-something% of himself. I've just been playing baseball for 21 months straight.
He needs a good postseason, doesn't he, to really get back in shape, I think.
I wonder what the big differences would be between baseball and basketball. It will be lower body, won't it? You need endurance.
I think there's just less physicality
upper body,
as well.
Yeah, less physicality.
So I can't imagine he was pumping the weights in the gym like he was when he was playing basketball, not to the same sort of level.
Yeah.
I wouldn't imagine his fitness regime.
I suppose with baseball you want a lot of flexibility, don't you? You need a really flexible body. I want doing this like, to improve flexibility.
Good range of motion.
Looking back, I didn't have enough time to get my body back to a basketball body.
Magic will try to give him a little push.
7 straight points. The Bulls season comes to an end.
He hated the fact that the horse was on the other team when they beat him.
No, they got swept.
Oh, did they?
Got swept in the final. Houston.
Oh, okay.
Houston Rockets, I think it said. Confusing because we just had the Charlotte Rockets in '98, but that must be when they moved. Yeah, Houston Rockets. It's Charlotte Rockets. No, Charlotte Hornets.
Charlotte Hornets, yeah.
It's the Houston Rockets, isn't it? It's still the Houston Rockets now.
Why am I confused about that?
There's so many team names to remember. It's
Yeah,
crazy. Houston Rockets. I think it is Houston Rockets.
Houston Rockets. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I've just seen it.
Yeah, Houston Rockets. They were the San Diego Rockets from 1967 to 1971, but realised San Diego don't win anything, so they moved quickly.
Action.
Oh, he's shooting Space Jam.
Here's the premise. Bunch of aliens.
And while they were filming, he went back to work. I need the facility where I can work out. Oh, don't worry about it. We'll bill you that. I would get a 2-hour break, and I would go work out with him. I spent 15 months turning my body into a baseball. So I had to reconstruct my whole body. And then after we finished, we would invite people over when we played pickup games. Some of the best games.
A little bit more rugged and raw. We would play until like 9 or 10 at night.
I don't think you liked Horace.
Scotty was the only one still there from the first championship team.
You could tell he was on a mission.
You think that's only 3 years on? It's 95. They won the first one in 92, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, 3 years on, and only Pippen is left from the 92 team.
That's crazy. Maybe they used that loss
Tell you,
like a rebuild.
Jerry, busy boy, isn't he?
Yeah.
He ain't been in this one. He's old Jerry.
I wanted them to understand what it felt like to be in the trenches. And if you don't understand, then you're not going to respond when the war starts. You don't come pussyfooting around. You don't come in joking and kidding around.
We were on opposite sides in a scrimmage, and he's talking all kinds of trash.
Phil sensed my aggression, but he was trying to tone me down, and he starts calling these tick-attack fouls.
I have a lot of patience as a human being, but I tend to snap.
He hauls off and hits me in the chest, and I just haul off and hit him right in the fucking eye. And Michael says, I lost it for a second. Please give me Steve Kerr's number.
Talked it out, and it was probably, in a weird way, the best thing that I ever did.
It's actually creepy when that first came in. Sounded like it'd be the start of a horror film.
Yeah, definitely. That's what I was thinking. da. Just comes at pans to a little dead girl singing or something.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't realise that Rodman joined this late, actually. I thought he was already with them, to be fair. So he joined in the 95 to 96 season, so they'd already done a 3-peat before he came.
And we know they won the 96-97, and they were going for the
yeah, they're going for the 3-peat, the repeat 3-peat.
Michael can count on me, I can count on Michael.
Bulls rattled off an amazing 23 wins in their first
wow.
Yeah, that's
we were witnessing the best season in NBA history.
Bulls are trying to break the record for most wins in a single season.
And that team had 69 wins.
Is it something to do with the lyrics? I can't actually even make out what "Step Into the World" it sounds like.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But yeah, it's just doing me in. Sorry.
The Chicago Bulls squad just may go down as the greatest team of all time.
Chicago goes to the second round in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Today's game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals.
Retro.
And Rodman with his ninth rebound. Going all the way. The Bulls have swept the Magic.
Yeah, thought so. Bearing in mind they, with a half-fit Michael, got 4-2 and then they got swept in the final by the Rockets. Yeah. They're in the same... Oh, the Seattle Supersonics.
Wow. This is viewed as the greatest mismatch in NBA.
The 96 Seattle team had been the best team in the Western Conference.
George Karl does not come over and speak to him.
He walked right past me.
You know, he just kind of went by, and I went, uh-oh, should have never done that.
That's all I needed.
Now, from a coach, that is a mistake, because you know what he's like. Yeah. Why on earth would you do that?
Yeah,
it doesn't work with him. It just turns him into a monster. Look, his eyes are even going back like The Undertaker a little bit.
Maybe they just thought, whatever, we're good enough to beat them.
They're calling it the biggest mismatch in NBA history.
I said they beat them in the regular season. They were one of the best teams in the conference.
That means tosh, though.
It's going to be bad for them.
I think it's going to be a whitewash.
He used that for every single game.
Why give him that extra motivation?
No, exactly. Maybe they're going to get a game. They're going to steal a game.
So he didn't want to sacrifice me on both ends of the floor. I said, fuck what you talking about, George. I'm guarding whatever you say.
He done got a little age. He was off of basketball.
I don't know why you wouldn't put the best defensive player on Michael anyway.
Well, I was going to say, surely that's, in terms of a coach, that's him done. Surely, if the players can start making the calls against the coach, what's the point of the coach?
Yeah.
I mean,
it doesn't. Yeah, you wouldn't get away with that in soccer.
Didn't even say hello to Jordan. Wow.
No.
I made it a point. I said, just tire him out. And I kept hitting him and banging him and hitting him and banging him.
I had no problem with the glove. I had no problem with Gary Payton.
I can't imagine him being the type of guy to admit that he was dominated by him, though.
Yeah, Father's Day.
Yeah.
It's going to be a bittersweet moment, isn't it?
His dad was always right next to him.
Who's Larry O'Brien? I didn't know that's what it was called.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because obviously you got the Lombardi Trophy for Super Bowl, and we know that was the Packers coach way back.
Him up after this.
Michael Jordan. Off the ball. We're in the final second. The Chicago Bulls. And Father's Day where it used to be.
Sure that is.
Gotta get out of the box quick. Don't let him come in here and try to do
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome once again to Bulls basketball.
I feel to this day, we were the better team. You're going to retire Michael Jordan.
Yeah, quality episode.
Got a couple left, mate.
Yeah, that works. Got 9-10. So we're going to see probably the semi, and then the...
Yeah.
No, I'm trying to think. I was trying to think if they've actually got one more after that. Was that the conference final? I don't think it was. I think that was the semi. I think they still got the conference final, and then they'll be going through to the championship. I heard tip-off mentioned so many times throughout that episode, and I'm thinking to myself, that's the first time it's registered with me. We've watched 7 previous episodes. They must have mentioned that before, surely.
I didn't even think about it because I knew it was
called that. Yeah, to be fair, the motion. I know the motion. I know how they start a game. I just didn't know it was called tip-off. But yeah, I'm going to use that.
Kick-off wouldn't really make sense.
No, kick-off. Be interesting.
Yeah.
But, great episode that. That was,
really
you can really feel it coming together now. Crazy that they still managed to get through to the conference final on Jordan's first season back.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, crazy. He really took that postseason. Really,
it might have been a semi actually. I can't actually remember. It's crazy they even got through the first game. So, yeah, really enjoyable watch. Let us know your thoughts down in the comments. And yeah, nearly there now. Cannot wait to see the next 2 episodes. We'll see you on the next one.